Welcome back here on a Wednesday night. We're back with the Maple Ridge Super Truck Series behind the wheel of the super late models this week here at Lanier National Speedway. This is the regular season finale for these guys. Not that I could really tell you a whole lot about the playoffs. It seems to be kept in pretty strict secrecy right now. It's like secret squirrel FBI kind of thing. I'm not really sure what's going on. They're not leaking information. But all I can tell you is tonight we're going to run 125 laps here in the super late models at Lanier National Speedway. And Jamie, we were watching a little bit of practice here, and a couple guys kind of struggling.
Yeah, the track looks slick, and so that could not be a very good recipe for tonight. We'll have to see how that goes. This track is short, not a big crowd, so that may help a little bit. But I'm a little concerned with how slick and just a whole overall lack of grip these guys had during practice.
Yeah, absolutely here. And coming into this week's race, Alex has done a lot of creative things throughout the season, bringing in new sponsorship, doing things for certain causes and things like that. And this week he reached out to us and he wanted to do something for the Ukraine. And so tonight, as you watch the broadcast, you'll see the little Ukraine Strong emblem down there in the right-hand corner. And the other thing too that Maple Ridge is doing is they're running a fundraiser right now. And as the drivers sit on the grid right now with the engines turned off, recognizing a moment of silence, we'll kind of talk about that fundraiser. So they've partnered with Project Hope for the people of Ukraine, and they have a group goal of $250. They've raised 140 up until this point in time. Project Hope is the global health and humanitarian relief organization on the ground and around the Ukraine, delivering medicines and medical supplies. So there's a lot of children and families over there that really need these supplies, and there's a lot of great organizations that's providing a lot of relief to the Ukraine. So. Great cause, and really appreciate what Maple Ridge does and what Alex does, and what these guys, each and every week try to do something good. So as they are gridded up here, we'll kind of pause for a moment and wait for them to fire their engines. Seems like the engines have fired. The cars are getting ready to roll off. We're getting ready to get down to some good racing here tonight. We'll run through our starting lineup real quickly here. Christopher Morris Jr., the number 3 machine, takes the pole here tonight with 13.532 to his outside. It's going to be John Dickerman in at number 13. Starting third, Mike D'Amico in at number 29. To his outside, James Goshen in the 85. Jacob Ellingson, Goat Locker Racing Zone in that 27 machine, rolling off fifth. Alex Marinelli going to roll off 6 here this evening and start shotgun on the field in that PBR car. Chad White, the 43.
Yeah, that's a nice looking car. I like that one. Got PBR on the hood there. A lot of nice looking cars out here with this throwback Steams tonight.
Yeah, you'll notice different ones for sure.
Yeah, and I gotta say something about Christopher Morris Jr. up there, number 3 car. He said something last week about UPS team, and I said, "Oh, you're gonna drive the big brown truck." Now I get they're in super late models, but he totally did not get that reference. So,
Ooh. Dickerman's around. Keep going, Jamie. We'll catch up to the accident.
Clearly, Christopher Morris, I guess, is not old enough to remember Dale Jarrett's big brown truck commercials.
Now, that one flew straight over his head, Jamie.
He is, in fact, driving the big brown truck, even though it is a super late model.
We'll have to catch him up to speed. We're under caution for the first time here tonight. And let's go back and check, because it was John Dickerman that we saw around there. He's to the outside of Christopher Morris here. As they head off into the corner. Ooh, the 29 slides way up, gets into the side of the 13. Jacob Ellingson catches a little piece of that himself, but Mike D'Amico gets real tight down there and ends up collecting up to 13.
And Christopher Morris even has flames on that big brown truck, so that's pretty cool.
If he only knew what he was driving. I mean, that's.
And it even says on the side on the quarter panel, says we want to race the truck. Come on, Chris. Try to keep up, man.
Yeah, come on. Know your racing history.
I will say this: the new commercials with I don't even know what the name of those tractors that's on Chase Briscoe's car.
Mahindra.
Mahindra. Yeah, I'd never heard of them until now.
Yep.
But those commercials they're doing are pretty cool. That's some of the coolest commercials I've seen in a while. With him and Tony.
Yeah, they are pretty cool. Them going back and forth, and his trophies, and then Tony dumping all his trophies on it. It's pretty dang cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of Chase Briscoe, no one from Stewart Haas Racing or anybody's tuned in this evening. But what a win for that kid.
Absolutely. He drove his tail off to get that. He didn't just look into it.
Man, Jake Ellickson gets loose there. We got a little bit of mayhem here on the start. It looks like these guys are having a little bit of trouble getting hooked up.
Yeah, like I said, in practice, it looked like this track is really, really slick.
A lot of times.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I think Lanier is one of these tracks you really need to run at night. Not during the day, but hey.
I was getting ready to say the same thing. We think a lot alike, JB. I'm like, this place has got lights. And most of these short tracks like this, they're run at night. So not surprising this thing's probably slicker than all get out here in the sunlight.
Yeah, and, there's a reason why. That reason right there is makes it a lot harder to get around a track in the heat of the day. And most guys that are running, local type racing, they don't have the engineering support to go out there and vary their setup from one temperature to another. So you run at night. That's most consistent the track's going to be for you. You know what I mean? So it makes sense. That's why you run these races at night.
Yeah, fully agreed. We're watching Jacob Ellingson right now lose a couple spots. He does got a pretty significant left front damage there from when John Tickerman went around, so he has dropped back to 5th position as we get these guys pretty close together. The front two are starting to inch their way away. But kind of going back a little bit too here about the fundraiser and what's going on with Maple Ridge. Anybody that would like to donate, I probably should put that information out as well. Please head over to Maple Ridge's Facebook page. You'll find the links and everything that you need there. So anybody that would like to donate to that cause and Project Hope, head over to Maple Ridge's Facebook page and check it out. That's all my PSAs for the season. I'm done. They don't pay me enough to do anything. Christopher Morris Jr. starting to step away just a little bit here. And I tell you, 4th through 7th right now continues to be some really good racing. They're nose to bumper right now.
Yeah, 1 and 2 have separated themselves from the rest of the pack. The majority of the pack is pretty close knit there, and there's some decent racing going on. After that early caution, they've kind of settled down and logging some laps here.
I don't know how this happened, Jamie, but somehow or another, the 17th car of Alex Marinelli has moved himself up into 3rd spot. I'm not sure how that happened.
He's definitely the biggest mover of the race with those 3 spots. In fact, he's just about the only other person, him and Mike D'Amico are the only people that have made up any spots since we started racing. Everybody else has gone the other way. I guess that's what happened when you got a small field.
That's true. This is definitely one of the smaller fields here this evening. Only 7 cars out here tonight. See, what kind of racing we see throughout the evening. There's going to be some pit strategy that comes into play. I know Alex always puts in some fuel restrictions and things along those lines. So we'll definitely have to see these guys come down pit road at some point in time. We're on lap number 23 of our scheduled 125 here tonight with the Maple Ridge Super Truck Series season finale. And like I'm talking about some show we watch on Netflix or something. It's the season finale.
Regular season.
I don't know. I was finishing up The Cleaning Lady last night. I don't know if you've watched that one yet or not.
I haven't. Have not watched that one.
It's really good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I might have to check that one out.
Yeah, they had the season finale last night. Well, it was actually fun. We just happened to watch it last night.
That one didn't run very long, did it? I mean, it wasn't a very long season.
I think it was like maybe 7 episodes.
Okay.
Something like that. Not a lot of racing action going on right now, like Jamie said. I mean, most of these guys have kind of settled out. I mean, the race on right now is between the 17 and the 13. Jake Ellingson's hanging in right there, too. That's a close racing that we've got going on the track right now. As we kind of pull up the timing tower there on the left-hand side, you see that Christopher Morris has pulled out to a 1-second gap over Mike D'Amico. Alex Martinelli's 2.7 back. And then, like I said, you've got those 3 cars of Alex Martinelli, John Dickerman, and Jake Ellingson all kind of running right there together.
Yeah, they're within a half a second of each other.
Looks like Alex Martinelli's going to pull out of the way of John Dickerman, let him go on by. Move John Dickerman up into the top 3. We'll take a look at that Jacob Ellingson car. That is the number 45. As we were talking to Jake pre-race here, the story behind that car is a local racer there from the Milwaukee area that retired last year, and Jake wanted to pay tribute to him tonight, so that is the paint scheme he raced with, and that is his number. Please don't ask me what his name is. Maybe we'll grab Jake at some point in time and make him tell us the story.
That's a good idea. Ano?
We're gonna go with that. You know, we should grab Christopher Morris, drag him up the booth, and just start harassing him until he messes up the race.
Kind of like Jake did to him last week in Texas in our ARCA series. Late caution for no reason whatsoever.
At the end of the day, I mean, a lot of what we do over at Good Locker Racing is a lot of fun. We have 2 series that we run: the Super Late Models on Tuesdays and the ARCA on Sundays, and those are definitely 2 series that where the drivers come in just have fun. We don't take it too serious. We clear black flags. We wave people around to get everybody back on the lead lap. And, yeah, Christopher Morris Jr. was walking away with that race, and I don't know, with 5 to go or something like that, he just said, I'm going to throw a caution. I'm not going to lie. It was pretty fun. I'm pretty sure Chris didn't find it as funny as the rest of us did, but he still ended up winning the race. He just had to work for it a little harder.
Yeah, and luckily it did work out.
Yeah.
It ended the way it should have ended. Chris did win the race, so all well, it ends well. But and it turned out a little bit different.
Yeah.
If he'd hunted Jake down like Jay and Silent Bob, I wouldn't have blamed him at all.
I don't know, man. I found it hilarious.
Papa Ellingson in with the save. That's Richie Mickle.
Okay.
It was his number 45 that Jake's driving tonight.
Well, there we go.
Oh yeah, long lost cousin of Dick Triple.
Probably.
Richie Mickle.
Yeah. They're probably stepbrothers. They do karate in the garage.
Don't you touch my race car.
Boy, this joke could go so many places so quickly. As we continue, we're gonna have to make up a lot of stuff tonight, Jamie. There's 7 cars on the track. Not a lot of action going on. Back to the whole Chase Briscoe thing, man. For me, I've always been a fan of Tony Stewart. I'm a Chevy fan. I'm a Hendrick fan. I always have been. But I've always been a fan of Tony Stewart as well. He grew up in Rushville, Indiana. I'm from Indiana, so a lot of the race car drivers that have come from Indiana, Jeff Gordon was raised here, learned to race here, became a huge fan of his. Tony Stewart, Ryan Newman, and Chase Briscoe's from Mitchell, Indiana, and so I kind of watched him, and it's so cool to watch that kid grow up being a fan of Tony Stewart, and then getting to race Tony's number on his race team and take it into victory lane. I mean,
Yeah.
what a dream come true.
Yeah. And it makes me feel old when, he talks about that, talks about being a fan, having all the Tony Stewart stuff, said he had Tony Stewart pajamas, and I'm like, I remember being at Richmond when Tony won his first race, and I was well past the pajamas part. So the fact that Chase Briscoe has had Tony Stewart pajamas and is now winning races in the Cup Series, it's I don't know,
It happens that way, Jay.
making me feel really old.
I was at the Brickyard 400 when he won that.
Nice. Yeah, I remember that Richmond race. I mean, I've said it before. I might have said it on this. Being an Ernie Irvan fan. It was a few weeks prior to that. Ernie had his last big accident there. St. Dan's Turn 2 in Michigan. It ended his career this time around. And, I sat there. I had those tickets, and I was like, well, dang, I don't even feel like I even want to go to the race now. Since Ernie Irvan won't be racing. And I was like, who am I even going to pull for? Started looking at it, I was like, well, the guy in that 20 car is, done pretty well. He won the pole at Daytona as a rookie. He hadn't won anything at that point yet, but I was like, I'll go for him. He got there at Richmond, and just like Briscoe, drove his tail off all night long. It was really between him and Gordon. Gordon was the only one that really had anything for him, and then Gordon broke his transmission coming out of his pit stall on pit road with probably, 100 laps to go or so, something like that. And that pretty much just handed the race to Tony that night because no one else was even in the same zip code. So not only did he win, but Gordon went out with mechanical issues. So it was just a great night for me.
We're back on this. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I just thought it was a cool story, and just to listen to that kid's story. And see, the fun part about it, though, Jamie, about getting older, we get to call people kids when they're not even kids, and that's kind of fun to me. Like that kid.
Well, I mean, he's only 20s. Well, I don't know. He might be a little older than I think he is. I mean, definitely, he looked at, after taking his helmet off Sunday, he looked like he got a bad cold or so. But I'm guessing he's in his young 20s.
Yeah, I think you're right as well. I think a lot of guys in racing have that. I think it's just from the helmet or whatever. I mean, you don't see too many guys with full head.
Yeah, could be, but he definitely.
Oh yeah, that would look like a horrible coat.
Yeah. Pop Ellington says Ernie was a blast to party with. I'd like to party with him. He does live in Florida now. I read an article about him last week, I think it was. I guess his son's racing now, but I mean, his son's almost 30 years old and still just running like late model stuff, local short track stuff. But so obviously he's most likely never gonna get anywhere with it. But anyways, they do live in Florida, down around the Gainesville area. So
nice.
Ernie Irvan, if you're listening, down there a few times a year for football games. So hey, come hang out with me.
Well, we are now halfway through our race here this evening. We're on lap number 63 of our scheduled 125 here tonight. Been some good racing. Had that early caution there with Mike DeVico and Todd Dickerman kind of getting tangled up. But since we've gone back green, these guys have spaced themselves out. Christopher Morris is just stinking up the show right now. He's got a 5.1 second lead, and he just continues to pull away each and every lap.
Yeah, he's getting close to putting the 85 or James Goshen a lap down. Chad White, the 43, is not too far in front of him, so be the first kind of action Christopher Morse will see this race so far.
Yeah, and Jake Ellingson has now moved his car up into the third position. So as the tires are starting to fall off, we've seen Mike D'Amico fall back to fourth position. Alex Marinelli dropped back to fifth. Chad White has come up to sixth. And James Goshen right now is the last car on the lead lap. As you see him come off turn number 4, he's got a mirror full of Christopher Morris. So won't be long now, and guys are going to start getting lapped.
It could always create some adventures here for Christopher Morris, trying to work around these guys. Not that anybody would intentionally do anything, but mistakes do happen. When you got a 5.5 second lead, any little bobble from anybody is going to make you panic a little bit.
That easily clears the 85 there. I tell you, as we're looking back to the field here, John Dickman had himself a hell of a run, especially after getting tangled up there early. He's just kind of maintained that second position. Very solidly sitting there. Jake Ellingson, we've talked about him a lot in the past, I'd say 2 weeks. He continues to have really strong runs. Not only here in Maple Ridge, but over in the Goat Locker Racing Series as well. He's strung together some top 5s and top 10s here as of recently. I think as we talked about last week, JB, he's really learned how to finish racing.
Yes, big improvement there. Now, as his dad would say, he needs to probably get a little bit better on his restarts, but he's doing a really good job of getting to the end now. With getting to the end now, he'll start learn how to compete for the win. Because you got to finish a race before you can worry about winning the race. That goes without saying. So just be the next step in the process for Jake as he continues to work on his craft here.
Yeah, absolutely. Check a look at Mike D'Amico there, who was really challenging up front there, but I think this is a case of used up a lot of his equipment trying to hang with Chris, and he's now falling back to fourth position. Alex Marinelli having a pretty strong night here. We saw him up in the top 3. He's falling back to fifth position. It's still a net gain for him of 1 position. Chad White, cool looking PBR car, running back in the 6th position right now. Still up 1 spot. James Goshen has dropped 3 positions. We see some right front damage, and we see him hit pit lane. So our lap number 78, our first taker on pit road.
Interesting.
Not real sure how far they can go on fuel here tonight. Pretty sure they'd probably have to pit at some point in time. So that James Goshen decides to bring that number 85 down pit road. He's definitely going to lose probably, I would say, at least 3 laps. And the laps here tick by pretty quickly. They're running 14-second laps here. These super lates, the pit stops don't go very quick.
No, they don't. Not at all. Super late model definitely slow, especially if you fill full of fuel. They're definitely well past halfway, so if you do have to stop for fuel, I would only take what you absolutely need to get to the end, because I think we've joked before that they fill these things with spoons. It takes a long time.
It sure does. I mean, you're talking, on average, probably 22 seconds on a pit stop there. So you're sitting there for a while, especially if you're used to racing some of the other series like trucks or Xfinity or Cup. You're on and off pit road in 12 to 14 seconds. You almost feel like you're sitting there twiddling your thumbs. Christopher Morris continues to stretch his lead out up to 6.5 seconds at this point in time. He has run up on the back end of Chad White and Alex Marinelli. So the next 2 cars to go a lap down.
These 2 guys, they're fighting for their own position, so they're not going to be interested in just rolling over and letting Chris go. It looks like 43 Chad White's going to get up and get out of the way right now. Him and Alex Marinelli just a couple laps ago were fighting over that 5th spot.
Yeah. James Goshen has lost 4 laps during the green flag pit stops. We'll have to see how it all cycles out here a little bit. Laps continue to tick off here tonight. We're coming up on lap number 88, and we're scheduled 125 here tonight. As a reminder, Maple Ridge is doing a fundraiser with Project Hope for Ukraine relief. So head over to their Facebook page, check it out, donate if you can. They have a goal of raising $250, and they've raised $140 so far. Damn, Jamie, I said that was going to be my last PSA, and then I did another. I don't even follow my own damn rules.
You gotta talk about something. Now, Chad White and Alex Marinelli have been put a lap down. Next in line is going to be Mike D'Amico, who was running in second place for quite a while. His car has really gone away from him now.
Yeah. Oh, he's up to the wall. He is absolutely roasting the tires off of that thing. Cannot get down to the bottom. Cannot get back to the power. He has no choice but to let Christopher Morris go. And that'll leave our top three drivers. Only three drivers on the lead lap right now. Jake Ellingson is closing in on the back door of John Dickerman during this long run. Even with a beat-up car, Jake Ellingson continue to make headway here.
If Jake can manage to stay on the lead lap, I mean, I would consider that a pretty good run in itself. And may end up getting second place before it's all said and done.
Yeah, as the laps continue to tick off here, we're coming down to 30 laps left to go. Well, I tell you, Jamie, sometimes races like this are fun. You know, from the drop of the green all the way to the checkered flag. But sometimes you're like, damn, I just want to race. Like, yeah, especially you know guys that drive with direct drive wheels and things like that. You're like, damn, my arm hurts, man. Can we get a caution?
Especially at a track like this, because
Yeah.
you don't get a rest at all. I mean, you're constantly turning. You can see the way Christopher Morris is arcing the car off the corner. I mean, no sooner he gets out to the wall and he's turning back in to the next infantry. So there's no time to rest in this little short track.
We'll have to keep an eye here. I'm real sure how far the leaders can go, but obviously they're going to stretch it just as far as they can. As we are coming up on lap number 100 of this 125 here tonight. And you watch, Jamie. They can make it the whole way on fuel, and I've just been talking about this for no reason. Like there was no fuel adjustment or something. You
Well,
watch.
I really have a feeling they're not going to need to stop. I would imagine Christopher Morris would have already done it.
Yeah.
He needed to. I mean, 25 laps to go.
Yep.
It's kind of silly to wait this long. I mean, I guess unless you're just going to take a splash and keep going, I guess. I don't know. I'm assuming he wouldn't try to. No reason to change tires at this point.
He's got.
I see tires are making a difference because James Goshen is putting out some pretty good lap times. Unlap one of his four that he's down.
Yep. Nice work there. As Christopher Morris continues to pull away, but Jake Ellingson moved that car up to the second position, Jamie.
Good job. Did pay a little bit of a price doing that because he's lost a lot of time to Christopher Morris now. Both him and John Dickerman are going to be really in danger of going a lap down. Christopher Morris is liable to lap the whole field here tonight.
Yeah, they're about 3.5 seconds in front of him. And laps winding down with 20 left here to go, so we'll have to keep an eye on it. But again, strong run out of that Ellingson. I can call him that. Yeah, I'll call him that. Why not? I've called him a lot worse to his face. Well, via the internet. I mean, I've never seen him face to face. He looks scrawny. I mean, I wouldn't be afraid of him face to face. Like one of those guys, like a stiff wing.
Right.
You know the fun part about this whole thing too, Jamie, is as we call these races and we talk about Jake, you know, those types of things. Then we always get his parents to chime in and like, you're right, he is a sissy. And I'm like, even your parents said it. All right, back to racing here. Jock Dickerman's really not going anywhere. Those two still running kind of nose to bumper there. 16 laps left here to go tonight. I think as long as Jake can stay nice and smooth, he was able to make his way around that 13 machine. He should be able to stay in front. Go back in and check on Alex. Alex running back in the 6th position right now. Just cruising along with 14 laps, 15 laps left here to go. Mike D'Amico as well. Chad White in that number 53 machine has moved himself up in the 4th position, so it's a pretty good headway here. As we've kind of chronicled here over the past probably 5 to 10 laps, John Dickerman back in that 3rd position, Jake Wilson sitting in 2nd. And then Mr. Abel Stink up the show, Christopher Morris Jr. in the number 3 machine, just cruising along right now with over a 12-second lead here, with coming up on 12 laps left to go.
Yeah, this is impressive. I mean, he is definitely put a whooping on him tonight. There's no other way to say this. I mean, he's,
No.
you know, and I'm sure he's probably pushing a little bit hard right now because, you know, he's so close to catching these guys. He can taste it. I'm sure he would just love to be able to have everybody a lap down at the end of this race.
Yeah, it's
more laps to get it done.
Yep. So we'll see if he can get up there and do it. Chris is very strong, no matter what you put behind the wheel of. We've seen him over in the truck series. We've seen him in our super late model, in ARCA cars, here with Maple Ridge, and he's fast for sure. And we've seen him win a lot of races here at Maple Ridge as well. Like you said, yeah, there's no other way to put this. I mean, there are sayings in Texas like stomping mud holes, yard, all kinds of stuff. He's doing it all.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to get there, Jamie. I got $5 since he didn't get there. Oh, Jake Ellingson is, he's
John Dickerman is now going a lap down. That leaves Jake. Jake's the only other car on the lead lap.
I got $1. I got $1 on Jake. It's probably a misplaced one.
Chris Morris is driving that car right now as hard as he possibly can. He wants to do this.
It's going to be the race of the night, man. 4 laps to go. Can Jake Ellingson stay on the lead lap?
I mean, we're going to talk about a win here. We're talking about whether Christopher Morris can lap the field or not. That's our drama tonight.
Hey, at least we got something.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's going to do it, Jamie. I think he's going to do it. Go, Jake! 3 laps left to go. I can't afford the dollar, man. My kids will meet. 2 laps left to go. Christopher Morris not really making a whole lot of time on him.
No, he's not. I think Jake's going to be able to hold off here. Not enough time for Chris to set up the pass here. Just 2 laps remaining. Get the white flag when they cross the line this time.
Yeah. White flag is out.
White flag's out for Christopher Morris there, Jake, not you.
Yeah. Go, Jake, go. Yeah.
Keep going. That's your checker.
Pay me my $1. Nice job, Jake. Christopher Morris Jr. wins here this evening on a dominant win, as we've talked about all night long. Jake Ellingson, the only other car to finish on the lead lap. What a great run for that young man. John Dickerman put up a fight all night long in that 13, ends up finishing in 3rd. Chad White finishes back there in 4th spot. Alex Marinelli back in 5th. Mike D'Amico 6th. And James Goshen 7th. Head up front here. I'm pretty sure Chris will put on a show for us. Maybe. Oh, he's going to do that first. he realized there's no real fans in this game, right? Those are all just like computer. Is he waving to the fans?
Yeah, well, that's one thing iRacing should add. If you're gonna do that, you should be able to actually put your hand out the net and wave, I guess. But I heard Mike D'Amico come across race comms. He was asking what everybody's right front was at. I was kind of curious to see myself, but nobody answered him. I'm sure they were all pretty bad.
What a win by the driver, that number 3.
Christopher Morris, I mean, he qualified with a 13.5, and he was still running 14.4 on his last lap. So, I mean, that's 100. Basically, we had the one caution, so it's 120 laps that he ran green on those tires. That's pretty impressive to still be running that fast.
Apparently had a lot of rear tire left because he's still doing burnouts.
Yeah. I've noticed with these super late models that you can do burnouts for a really long time compared to the NASCAR vehicles.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's grab a hold of our third place finisher, Mr. John Dickerman. Hey, John, it's Pat and Jamie up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Hey, man, strong run tonight. We saw you up in that top 3 pretty much all night long. Little brush up to begin in the beginning, but you kind of waved that off and was able to finish third here tonight. So just take us through your race here tonight and how you're bringing home with the podium finish.
Yeah, I really like this track. I really love the short tracks. The shorter the better. But yeah, we were pretty quick in practice, and then got turned around there at the beginning, but just kind of marched my way back up. But I think I used up a lot of tire trying to get around Alex there in the middle of the race, and then my tire management really fell apart at the end. I should have. I was focusing on trying to catch Chris, which I knew probably wasn't going to happen. So I probably should have focused on managing tires instead of catching him, and just been happy with second. But all in all, it was a good run. I'm happy with this.
Jonathan, man, congratulations on third place finish tonight. Man, that had to have been tough trying to keep up with that 3, because he dang put a whooping on you guys tonight. But man, how'd that right front look at the end? Or did you check it before you got out of your session?
Terrible. 46.
Wow. Yeah.
And I think that was when that Jacob got around me at the end there. I gave one last charge at him, and that just did that right front end. I figured I'd give it one last shot, and I think that did the right front end for sure.
Yeah, man, tough. That's tough to go 120 laps green. Basically what you guys did tonight. So that's really tough to do, and man, great job bringing it in third. Get to talk to us once again. So anybody want to thank? Anybody need to thank? Shout out sponsors?
No, just as usual, shout out to my wife for giving me the opportunity to come down here and watch the kids, and thank you to everyone that donated on our behalf for supporting Ukraine, and it's definitely a helpless feeling over here, knowing what's going on over there, and there's really not much we can do, but every little bit helps, so whatever we can do to help.
Absolutely, man. Well, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight, man, and can't wait to see you back behind the wheel when these playoffs get started.
Sounds good. Good talking to you guys.
All right, man.
Thanks.
I think there's playoffs again. It's all under lock and key right now. Nobody's telling anybody anything.
It's supposed to be playoffs.
Yeah. Alex. Oh, let's grab a hold of our second place finisher, Jake Ellingson. Hey, Jake, it's Pat and Jamie up at the booth. You got a copy?
I do. What's up, guys?
Well, I mean, I'd almost say it was a win tonight. You finished on the lead lap when Christopher Morris just put a butt whooping on everybody, but you held him off there at the end. Great second place finish here tonight, man. So you kind of fell back there a little bit at the beginning. You took a little bit of damage, but it looked like it just came down to tire management, man, and you were able to save your equipment and bring it home in second place. So just take us through your race here tonight and how you got that second place finish.
I don't even know how I got that second place finish. But I just kind of got in the zone and just felt comfortable running, some lap times that I felt comfortable with, and I just kept it around there, and I just started picking the guys off one by one, and I didn't think I was gonna catch Jonathan at the, I think it was like 25 to go when I finally got to him, but I didn't think I was gonna catch him. And then when I started catching him, I was like, all right, now I got to start thinking about how to pass him. And it looks like he made a mistake in coming into the entry on one of the corners, and I just took advantage of it. And he tried to make one last run and burnt up his stuff, and I think I just got kind of lucky tonight.
Oh, so you do know how you finished in second place?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Sounds
amazing.
like you had the answer all along.
And Jamie told me to try to win, but I don't think anybody was doing that tonight with the dominating performance Chris had. That was just insane.
Yeah, well, Jake, congratulations, man, on a strong second place finish. I'm sure at Slinger and the Jefferson, the place you guys race at with Pagan, I'm sure you got that $500 claim rule. If you think somebody's doing something illegal, if I was you, I'd put a claim in on that 3 car. And Pat threw in a buck
It's
that
true.
said you can stay on the lead lap, so you really only need $499 more.
You didn't bet on me tonight, Jamie? Oh man, see, you're missing
I don't
out again.
I really wasn't sure you were going to be able to do it, so I just stayed quiet because I really thought both you and Jonathan Dickerman were going to get lapped. But you did good. You held on. You stayed on the lead lap. Definitely looks more impressive than what it was. But again, congratulations, man, on a good strong finish. Anybody want to thank? Shout out sponsors.
Just got to thank you, Goat Locker boys, and the Goat Locker team for helping me out through the last year. You guys have been great. Got to thank Alex and the Maple Ridge Racing family. They always put on a good show. Everybody who watches, who decides to watch us race and listen to you two clowns talk.
Hmm.
Um, at Vermont Sim Racer, on whatever platform that you're watching on. Thank you guys. Keep tuning in, and hope to see you next week.
Hell yeah, man. All right, Jake. Well, congratulations on a strong finish here tonight. Been putting together a lot of strong runs, and we'll see you behind the wheel again, hopefully next week.
You definitely will. Have a good one, guys.
All right, see you, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, let's get a hold of Chris here, our race winner here tonight. Hey, Chris, it's Pat and Jamie up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you guys. How you doing?
Are you awake?
I'm up, man. I'm
Okay.
tired, but I'm up.
All right. I mean, I look like you were out there for a Sunday drive, man, just making laps and kicking ass. That's for sure. I mean, what a dominating win here tonight to lap every car but one. I won the dollar bet on that one, so thank you for not lapping, Jake. But I mean, just take us through your race here tonight and how you were able just to, dominate in that kind of fashion, Chris.
I figured out in practice that it was, slower is faster, which is the case at a lot of these short tracks, but it's really, really the case here. And I think I was just kind of able to get the rhythm figured out better than anybody else. We had a really small field, so there wasn't a lot of traffic to really screw me up or get me out of rhythm. We had that one caution early on, but other than that, we had nothing. So I mean, once I got to the point where you're pretty much just on autopilot rather, clicking laps. I mean, that's it. Everybody else was in the right front of pretty fast, and I did not expect to be lapping the whole field, but the whole field was only 7 cars, and I want to say I was trying to catch that. I was trying to catch Jake so bad. In my mind, he was first and I was second with 5 laps to go. I almost smacked the wall twice. And I need to settle down because I'm gonna throw the race away trying to lap him. But it was fun. It was a good time.
Chris, you had such a big lead. I'm pretty sure you could have wadded it up in a big old mess, pitted, got it fixed, and everything. You still won the race. So I definitely figure you were going after him pretty hard to try to lap the whole field. I kind of thought you were going to do it. Pat's the one that bet against you, wasn't me.
Did.
But hey,
sorry, I don't take
great win tonight, a dominating win. Physically, how tiring was that? Because you were out there for about 120 green flag laps.
Man, I gotta tell you, like, if you just find, you're scrolling through YouTube, Twitch, whatever, and you just see one of these sim racing videos, and you're like, oh, they're just racing, whatever, and you don't understand how much work goes into
Mm-hmm.
turning this wheel over and over and over again. I don't run a ton of force feedback because I don't think it's super consistent on a lot of games. I think it's a work in progress, and still, I mean, even with the little bit I run, like tonight, I mean, I don't think I stopped turning left. You know what I mean? Like you got like maybe 50 feet of straightaway where you don't need to turn left, and if you get the wheel straight, you're missing the corner entry basically. So I mean, it's like pulling a 10, 15, 20 pound weight for however long that was, about a half hour, and it's tired, man. My right shoulder's feeling it. I'll tell you right now.
I bet, man. But again, congratulations. Strong win tonight, man. Just completely dominant. But anybody you need to thank? Shout out sponsors.
Yeah, man, I gotta shout out Zach, everybody over at Hijinks for sponsoring the car. Not on it tonight, obviously, because it was throwback night. But still, gotta thank them for all the support, and Alex for putting on just such a fun league. I mean, it's unfortunate we had a low car count, but we got a lot of guys that do real life racing that were busy tonight, and I think we got a couple guys that are sick, and just things happen when you don't have a 30 car field that's guaranteed every week. And a few guys miss, you're gonna have smaller fields. So it is what it is. You guys for putting on another good broadcast. Are always entertaining, even when we don't have a full field. So thank you guys for making us at least look entertaining every week. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Well, we do what we can, man. We do what we can with what we got. So, a lot of fun, man. And playoffs will be kicking off. So, looking forward to see what you do during the playoffs, Chris.
Hey man, this was a statement win tonight. I was hoping. I can't say I was planning on winning it the way I did, but I was definitely planning on leading a lot of laps and winning tonight. I was hoping there would be more cars, but yeah, man, I want to win back to back.
Well, I'd say you're the odds-on favorite for sure, but we'll see in the upcoming weeks, man. But best of luck. But get out there and celebrate that win tonight. Very dominating performance.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
And there we have it, Jamie. Another Maple Ridge race in the books.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, definitely was not the race I thought we were going to see. We talked about how slick the track was during the practice session, and we saw right off the bat we had a caution. But then we turned around and they ran about 120 laps green after that. So, wow. Just didn't see that one coming, and definitely didn't see dominating. I mean, no surprise, Christopher Morse winning, but to have almost the entire field a lap down, uh, that's strong.
Yeah, I mean that we've seen some performance out of that young man, and like we were talking about earlier in the race, he's just fast. He definitely has the talent for this, and but that was a whole nother level that we've seen out of the driver of that number 3 machine. So I mean, take a lot of pride in that, and like you were talking about at the end of the race, I no doubt in my mind he was racing like he was in second place there, but my man Jake saved me $1. So if I got a shout out to give him, give it out to my boy Jake. I won $1 tonight. I feel good. But
Good job, Jake.
hey, he does a few things in life right. He probably does a lot of things in life right before anybody gets their feelings hurt. Not that Jake has feelings, at least I haven't noticed them, except for anger. I've noticed that one. Oh, and I've noticed sleepy because he's fallen asleep in his racing rig a couple times. Or these things I probably shouldn't be saying on the air. Moving on. Alrighty, but that's going to wrap it up here from the Maple Ridge Super Truck Series. We'll wait to see what the playoffs are going to look like and when they're going to get those kicked off, but I'm sure it's going to be fun and exciting to see these guys back out there racing again. Tomorrow, catch us on the Goat Locker Racing Twitch channel, YouTube channel, however you find us. We'll be with the Goat Locker Racing Truck Series, and should be an absolute blast with those guys. And then Friday night, round 1, race 2 of the Xfinity playoffs. Again, sometimes we broadcast those, sometimes we don't, but just know what's happening and give us good thoughts as me and Cody continue to battle to move into the next round of the playoffs there, the Xfinity Series. Sunday, we will be behind the wheel of the ARCA cars, and then the following week, well, it's our off week, so nothing on Tuesday. Not sure what they're doing on Wednesday. Nothing next Thursday. We take a scheduled week off here to enjoy some things. My kids are on spring break. We're heading to Tennessee. Jamie's heading to Tennessee. We're all going to have a great time. It's going to be fun times here. But thanks to everybody that tunes in. Thanks to all the great sponsors. Thanks to Vermont Sim Racer and all that they're doing to continue to support the sport and support their local racers as well. All of our sponsors, our audience, the Ellingsons. Have a good one, and we'll see you tomorrow.